think one of my favorite words to try to point to that there's just one thing here is and I use different words, as you all know who have heard me before. um and that word is this, right? I mean, there's of course all the ways this that's here, right? This what is. um it's right there in the word this, isn't it? What is shows up as this just mind-boggling complexity and difference and distinction and diversity. I mean, it's really something, isn't it? It's just the panoply of life flavors. Just this the constancy of what's appearing, of this, of its uh, of the way in which this appears and you could say expresses itself. This is really staggering, is all I can say. um, it's just this amazing range of ways this can appear, the ways that this can show up and be experienced, right? We all know this intimately. We know it right now. It's showing up in the particular way it's showing up right now. And it's never shown up like this before. It's showing up in this unique, you could say, seeming configuration of the complexity of all that seems to be happening experientially. But I just want to highlight the way in which the thisness, this is, it always remains, doesn't it? No matter what's showing up right now, nothing ever detracts from this, does it? Like it's just like this, of course, there's no words. So I am at a complete loss for how to convey this. Here is this, and this is here, irrespective of what's happening, isn't it? Feel that nothing um, nothing about this changes, even though this is changing constantly. This simply remains this, doesn't it? You feel that? You feel how like no matter the particular moods that may be present, no matter what might be happening in your life right now that you are describing in some way as being a particular way, here's this, right? You feel that? You feel how unconditioned this is, that it just doesn't depend upon what's happening and the way that it's happening. It's just here. It just is. And that's, that's part of the not part of, that's the liberating aspect of this, which is it doesn't depend upon, it doesn't hinge upon what you're experiencing. You see, that's why it's so powerful and so liberating. This is the great freedom. The freedom of this. It is the vast, infinite freedom that is being everything. And of course, it doesn't depend upon anything because everything is this. Everything is the way that this can move, the way that this can appear, the way that it's appearing right now. Just sitting here is this. I live in California and, we have earthquakes here. And right now, if an earthquake were to happen, that would be a different configuration of this, wouldn't it? It would be like, particularly if it was a really strong earthquake, it might be like, whoa, the earth is shaking and this remains this. We have fires here too, brush fires. And this in particular is the drier, hotter time of the year where we tend to get fires in California. And same thing, suddenly a fire were to arise, here's this. And it's just the fire's raging and things are burning and it's this. And eventually the fire dies down because all fires always eventually burn themselves out. That's the nature of everything to die, to disappear. And then there would be no fire, and then there would be this. And it would look like, well, now there's no fire burning, you see. This is this before the fire starts. This is this as the fire's burning, and this is this as the fires resolve themselves, right? Whatever's appearing before, during, and after the appearance is this. All of it is this. That's its unconditional, um, indestructible nature. Nothing that appears, and again, really feel what I'm saying in your own experience right now, that no matter what is being encountered, no matter what thoughts are present right now, or feelings, or circumstances, or events, and potentially challenging if they are in some sense in your life right now, the circumstances, um, nothing changes the fact of this, does it? That's how free it is. That's how independent of everything it is. Not dependent, in other words, on the nature of your mind right now, or the nature of your emotional state, or the nature of your circumstances. You feel that? Just notice the constancy of this. Feel that, how constant it is. How indestructible it is. It always looks different, this. It appears in the unique ways that it does in each instant. And some of them we could say, idiosyncratically, depending on our makeup, if you will, we have preferences for some of the ways this can appear over others. And um, but it's always this. So it was this before you tuned into the Zoom call, and it's this right now, and it will be this when the Zoom call ends. You see, it doesn't depend upon anything. If you're a meditator, it's there before you sit on your cushion, and it's there while you're sitting on your cushion, and it's still this when the meditation alarm goes off and the meditation period ends. This is the meditation that has no end. I call it the meditation of this. It's this easy meditation. It's just the meditation of what is, the flowing forth of reality of this. And it's that simple. And when our lives don't feel so simple and we're encountering what we think of as these complicated complications of life and the confusions of life that can arise, I know this very well in my own life. It's seems to be part of the human experience, at least here. And all of those complications that can be experienced as maybe confusing and perplexing and somehow can't quite resolve them somehow. They are all this, aren't they? They are all the radiance of life, of the shining forth of this incredible creative force of reality that it is springing forth somehow as each moment of this, right here. So the notion of somehow figuring out some way to rearrange our experience or our circumstances or our situation in life in order for it to somehow match what we think of as being what we want. In other words, the realization of this is like, no, this is the realization of this. It's realizing itself, you could say. It's being itself, knowing itself intimately as your experience. That's its knowing of itself as experience, as this moment.